afternoon. Welcome to the Armoury. Welcome to Full Time Sports Network. Welcome to Arsenal versus Bournemouth match preview. Hope everyone is doing well. So I'm going to try and make this a quick one, to be fair, because it's a bit of a weird one, if I'm honest. I think our main concentration will be on Wednesday's game. So I expect changes. But I've done this in the way that one Arteta will do, but also giving people freedom to pick whatever team they want. Trust me, they've done that. So let's get into it. Football can be wicked at times. We've been better than United for 3 seasons, and they could have 3 trophies to show for while we have none. Yes, Temmie, I agree. Big up to you, mate. I hope you're doing well. But yeah, it's sickening, isn't it? Big up to Mohammed saying evening. Big up to Chris saying big up, mate. Hope you're well. I'm looking forward to the Grand Prix, to be fair, this weekend. Tell me why the football Arsenal so much. I don't know what we did. Unfortunately, this is the football. There's been definitely some discussion whether or not, if they win the Europa, obviously United or Tottenham, or even Chelsea winning the Conference League, they've had a better season. Well, in my opinion, if you win a trophy, that's a decent season. You can lower the quality of the season with your league position. Chelsea's not going to be too bad, but United and Tottenham are obviously going to be awful. But they've still won a trophy. And I'd rather win a trophy, if I'm honest. There is no trophy for second, and I'm certainly not going to celebrate that we keep finishing runners up. But yeah, it's mad. Name me a biggest scam ever in football. Man United versus Tottenham Europa League final. Everyone should feel sick that one of them teams will be in the Champions League season after this. Well, no, it's mad, isn't it? Absolutely mental. Let's be honest. Obviously, one of those two will be in the Champions League, obviously. I can't see a massive turnaround in the second legs, personally. Chelsea still got a tricky final. I wouldn't say it's guaranteed, but it does look like they could also have a good season as well. So I want a trophy. Arteta phases and takes time. Excuses already in moderate slot. Could get worse if Amorim, Maresca, Ange win a trophy. If Tottenham win a trophy, Arsenal fans just better hide, especially the ones that have just gone out there and pelted them with loads of stuff. Because if Tottenham win a trophy over us, dear. Anyway, let's get on with the preview. So we've played Bournemouth 15 times since the start of the Premier League. 2 draws, 11 Arsenal wins, 7 at home, 4 away. 2 Bournemouth wins, 2 at home, and none away. Recent meetings, so we'll stick with the Emirates. So we beat them 3-0 the last time they came to the Emirates and 3-2 before that. Form guide, they have had 1 win in 5, so a little bit of a blip. We have had 2 wins in 5, and I'm definitely not saying that we've not had a blip, because our mind has obviously been focused elsewhere, which, good or bad, it's definitely not panning out very well at the moment, if I'm honest. Need a win on Saturday. Yes, 100%. You know what I also need, Mohammed, is a performance. Because the past 2 games, I've not seen a performance. I've seen 11 men on the field. That's pretty much it. Some of them have done all right. I'm not going to slag those ones off, but as a team, we don't look good at the moment. So we need a good performance, which will be interesting because obviously we'll talk about the chosen lineups and stuff. So, yeah. This is the situation with both teams at the moment. So we're in second, they're in 10th. We've won 18, they've won 13. Drawn 13 for us, 11 for them. They've lost 10, we've lost 3. Goals scored per game is 1.9 for Arsenal, 1.6 for Bournemouth. Conversion is 13% for Arsenal, 10% for Bournemouth. Goals conceded, 0.9 for Arsenal. And in all fairness to Bournemouth, 1.2, which is pretty good. Chances created per game is 2.9 for Arsenal. Bournemouth are only on 2.8, so it's close. 12 clean sheets for us, 8 for Bournemouth. So again, they're not doing too bad. A home form for us: played 17, won 10, drawn 6, lost 1, goals scored 33, goals conceded 15. Away form for Bournemouth is played 17, won 6, drawn 7, lost 4, goals scored 32, goals conceded 26. This is where we get nitty gritty. Right. Average possession 57.2 for Arsenal, 47.8 for Bournemouth. So we should dominate possession. XG for 54.6. They're higher than us, people. Do we realise this? 60.4 Bournemouth. Shots on target 4.9 for Arsenal. Again, Bournemouth are on 5.5. Big chances missed 61. 62 for Bournemouth. Not looking good sometimes, is it? Accuracy in passes 430.7 per game for Arsenal. 87% passing accuracy, which is good. Accuracy passes for Bournemouth is 309.7, 79% accuracy, which is not great in my opinion. I'm quite strict on that one. Accuracy in long balls 16.7 for Arsenal, 23.4 for Bournemouth. Accuracy in crosses is 4.9 for Arsenal, 5.1 for Bournemouth, so fairly similar. XG conceded is 29.2 for Arsenal, 45.1 for Bournemouth. Not miles away. It's not bad, to be fair. Fouls per match, they are filthy. 13.5 compared to us on 10.8. Goals, we've had 63. They've had 53. Open play 45 for us, 38 for Bournemouth. Set pieces 14 set piece goals for us, 7 for Bournemouth. 0 free kicks in the Premier League, 1 for Bournemouth. 6 penalties for Bournemouth, 2 for us. 2 own goals for us and 1 own goal for Bournemouth. Let's have a look. Both my clubs' seasons are now over now, so I'm chilled. Yeah, you can just chill now, can't you, mate? Evening to my pod brother. Hope you're having a good weekend, and I hope you have a great weekend as well, because I know you're doing stuff. Party is back. It's interesting actually, because I don't think many people have actually picked him. I think it's 3. Yeah, 3 people or 3 teams have got Party in. So it's quite interesting, actually. People said, am I still watching Carlisle? I'm like, no, I'd rather watch meaningful games. Totally agree. This game for you guys this weekend is just dead, isn't it? Let's be honest. Right. A bit of positive news. Okay, so we're going to Bournemouth's injury list first. Christie is out for the season, and now is out for the season. Sinistera is a doubt, and Van Nielsen is not suspended. I don't know why I've put that on there. I must have done this before it was rescinded. But Van Nielsen is not out. I don't know why I've done that. Havertz is out till mid-May. Jorginho is out till mid-May. Tomiyasu is out for the season. Gabriel is out for the season. Jesus is out for the season. Timber's a doubt. Calafiori is a doubt. Right, so we'll take that off. We'll go into my 5 to watch. And to be fair, this was not actually that easy. I like Bournemouth. They're a team I like. So yeah, there's quite a few players, but I have only picked just 5. No major shocks, I'm guessing, with some people here, but Kirkez, obviously very good left back, looks quality, will not be in a Bournemouth shirt come September. And I do say September because obviously the window goes up until September, so not saying he will be signed immediately, but I don't expect to see him in a Bournemouth shirt come September. Poison, again, don't expect to see him in a Bournemouth shirt in September, if I'm honest. I think he will be playing in the Premier League, personally, but I don't think it'll be for Bournemouth. Lewis Cook, I have always liked him. There's just some midfielders just make me smile. They don't really appear, like you don't really hear much about them. They don't really get player of the match or anything like that. They just do their job and crack on with it. Justin Kluivert has nothing to do with the fact that I loved his dad much. But in all fairness, right now, he does play different to his dad. I do like him. He's had such a good season this season. I did think there was talent there before he came to the Premier League, but it didn't really start that way. You're like, oh, hang on. But I think he's definitely getting into his groove now, and we'll see. But yeah. And Semenyo. Of course I'm going to pick Semenyo. Why wouldn't I? This one's going to be an interesting one this season because I don't know if Bournemouth are going to be willing to let go of too many of their players. Now, I expect him to go for like 50, 60 million quid if he was to leave. But yeah, it's an interesting one. I'm going to be intrigued where he goes. But yeah, no Neto on Saturday. Nope. No Neto. He is, what was I say, cup tied. But because it's his parent club, he can't play against them. Big up to Gary saying hello. Hope you're doing well, Gary. Right, battles. So let's have a look. We've got Thomas Partey against Tyler Adams. I think that's quite a good battle, to be fair. Both DMs work extremely hard. Their stats are fairly similar. You've got the goalkeepers, Kepa and Raya. Again, their stats are pretty similar, to be fair. I know a lot of people like to hate on Kepa. I do get it. I think, yeah, he's still the richest goalkeeper in the world, I believe. I don't think that's changed. But he's doing a decent job. I wouldn't say he's doing an awful job. Now, weirdly, our top goal scorer now is Trossard. Obviously, Havertz is the top goal scorer, but the next one down, because Havertz is obviously not fit, I picked the next one down. That's Trossard. So Trossard and Saka are our goal scorers and top assist makers for Bournemouth. It's Justin Kluivert for both. So, yeah, quite impressed. My Arsenal, Jesus Christ. Oh, God. I haven't read it yet. I'm already dreading it. Right. Tierney. Tommy Cafu. Oh, my God. Wheelchair. Party Cabrazas. Seriously, it's even more painful considering how good they were. Indeed it was. That's funny though. Kirk is pretty much nailed it on for us. Huijsen still being the Premier, just not Bournemouth. Cook so underrated. Said it in EFL2. Totally agree, mate. You and me, when it comes to like watching EFL games, we know what we're talking about. There are so many good players in there, but fans just turn their noses up at them, especially when they just support the Premier League teams. They turn their noses up because it's like, oh, Championship player? Don't think so. But everyone's wanting Gyökeres now, but they didn't want him when Coventry were selling him. Like, come on. But now he's gone to Sporting Lisbon, who's a renowned name. And yeah, Kluivert has improved massively this season compared to last season. Totally agree, mate. Diaby and Wilshere were probably the players whose injuries hurt the most. Pure footballers. Totally agree. Kluivert is versatile, can do the job in 10, where I prefer him. Also on the wing, Semenyo can play anywhere in the front three. Yeah, that's why I love Semenyo. And he's physical as well. He's a strong player, and I do enjoy watching him. Semenyo has improved from last season. Oh, yeah, 100%. The Bournemouth coach, the only reason I know his name, but I always butcher it. So, Iriola. Yeah. My brain just can't cope with that kind of name. So the Bournemouth coach is incredible, really good one to watch, because a lot of people don't actually realise he's only in his early 40s. He's only really starting out, and he was a decent player himself actually. But yeah, so they are my 5 to watch and the battles. So it's going to be an interesting one. Because I've got a feeling Bournemouth will go full strength as well. I don't think we will. Well, I can never read Arteta's brain. I wish. Well, good job I can't. To be fair, sometimes. But yeah, I'm not sure. But that goes into perfectly to the chosen lineups, which I promise people are going to be interesting. Okay, so we're going to start with the first team. Then this is Raya, White, Saliba, Kivior, Lewis Skelly, Party, Rice, Ranieri, Ferdinand, Martinelli, and Sterling. Right. Okay. Defense, no problem. Not an issue. Midfield, not an issue. Kind of wouldn't want to play Party, just don't want to risk him. Because we need him for Wednesday. Ferdinand on the right, no issues. You know, one of our youth, got no problems with that. Martinelli, in all fairness, yeah. You know, he's that type of player that can play constantly. Don't need to continuously rest him. Sterling, got to try something because he's not working on the wings. So yeah, why not put him as the false 9? Why not? Why not give it a go? So for that one, I'm going to give a. I'm going to give it a 6. It's still good. I just don't want to see Party. I'll be honest. Next one: Raya, White, Saliba, Kivior, Tierney, Lewis, Skelly, Sinchenko, Waneri, Sterling, Trossard, Butler, Owadeji. That's a 7. I like that. I don't see. I don't mind keep persevering with Sterling because I'm starting to feel bad about it now. You know, I didn't really hate the signing. Didn't really hate it, but it's just not worked out. I was hoping for so much more. It's just what it is. Next one: Setford, White, Saliba, Kivior, Lewis Skelly, Party, Rice, Waneri, Martinelli, Sago Jr., and Trossard up front. Yeah, I've got no issues with that. 7. I'll move on from that one. That's all right. Raya, Timber, Saliba, Kivior, Tierney, Rosiak, Lewis Skelly, Waneri, Saka, Trossard, Marino. I'll be honest. Oh no, I've just realised I've just scored the Party one, a 7, haven't I? I'll go down to a 6. Sorry. Because you just picked Party. So this one I'm going to have to go with 6 as well because you picked Saka, and I personally don't want to see Saka playing either, if I'm honest. Right, next one: Raya, Nichols, Saliba, Kivior, Lewis Skelly, Party, Rice, Ranieri, Ford, Martinelli, and Edwards. Again, that's going to have to be a 6 because you're picking Party. We already know where I'm going with the next one as well. Setford, White, Saliba, Kivior, Tierney, Henry, Francis, Lewis Skelly, Waneri, Saka, Kamara, and Marino. That's a 6 as well. I do apologise, Henry Francis, by the way. You are part of our academy. You are also training with our first team. For some reason, Arsenal Football Club have decided not to update your photo. I don't understand why. You are the only one. Well, yeah, I think there's only a couple on there that haven't been updated. I don't know why, but you are one of the ones that has not been updated, even though you have been on our bench in Champions League games. But hey ho, crazy. Anyway, Raya, Timber, Saliba, Kivior, Tierney, Lewis Skelly, Rice, Waneri, Kabaya, Martinelli, Butler, Owadeji. That's like more like it. That's a 7. Right. Oh, Jesus Christ. 4. Sorry, I can't. Look, I'm all for resting players, but not literally putting Honey Badger as your left back. So no. Raya, White, Saliba, Kivior, Sinchenko at left back, Lewis Skelly, Rice, Waneri, Saka, Trossard, Owadeji. Yeah, 4. I can't be dealing with that. I can't be seeing that. That would be painful. Let's have a look. Let's see what people have been doing. Okay. Oh, as you know, mate, Neto can't play. Nichols, White, Kivior, Tierney, Party, give him minutes before PSG game. I do agree with that, but I'd do it at the end. So I'd give him like 20 minutes at the end, but that would make sense. Zinchenko, Odegaard, he should still play as a punishment to himself. Oh, God. Yeah. The less I talk about Odegaard, the better for my own mental health, personally. Waneri, Butler, Odeji, and Sterling. I like that, though, but apart from, obviously, Neto can't play. Rayo, White, Saliba, Kivior. Jesus Christ. Now I understand the 1,000 mark for yourself. God. Rice, Marino, Odegaard, Waneri, Trossard, Martinelli. For God's sake. I understand you don't want Party playing. I would start him, then sub him off for PSG. Yeah. I get you, mate. Hell no. Would have put Jorginho in for Party in my lineup if Jorginho wasn't injured. I will rest Raya as keepers can't get unexpected injuries. Rest Saliba and Saka too. Love Bobby Harris. I fucking hate it, mate. I just can't see it. I'm rating Chris Popp's team 0 since Neto means we have no goalkeeper in goal. That works both ways, to be fair. Even if you picked him, we probably have no goalkeeper in goal, even just because he's been awful. It's another Arteta faux pas this season, but we're not allowed to criticise because it means you're being negative. Anyway. God. Anyway, let's get into challenges. This is going to be where it's a bit more fun. Let's have some fun, people. Okay, so for people that haven't played this game before, you choose six from the Arsenal, 5 from the opposition, no unavailable players, 1 defender, 1 midfielder, 1 forward from the opposition must be selected. Once you select a player, you cannot swap him. Formation of the home team is always selected. As you all know, it's the Arsenal formation, so it's the most easiest one to remember because we do it pretty much every week. No former players, present squad only. As you know, I do now give you the squad to choose from. So this is the full squad. As you can see, Van Nielsen is on this because I had done this later than I'd done the injury list one, which I put Van Nielsen as suspended, but he's not because it got rescinded. But anyway, so you've got Dennis, Kepa, McKenna in goal. You've got Kirkez, Smith, Hill, Senesi, Sabanier, Kinsey, Huijsen, Arujo, Harris, Sola, Akinbombani, Cook, Brooks, Scott, Tavernier, Adams, Winterburn, Otara, Cliver, Semenyo, Jefferson, Adu, Adjei, Ivan Nilsson, Reece Dottin, Sadie, and Silcott Dubry. So you've got plenty to choose from. I will leave that list up for about 10 seconds just to give you chances to have a look. The auto foul is a Van Nielsen for getting Sleeper sent off illegally. Gutted to miss Cook out in my challenge 11, but would mean too many Bournemouth players. Yeah, mate, get it. I haven't looked at your team just yet, but I will have a look at it very shortly. I'm just going to give everyone 10 more seconds to have a look. And then we're going to move on and we'll start rating Chris's team first. Well, thankfully, you can see all the players still. Fantastic. Right. So Chris has gone with, and I think top score for this one. Let's have a think. I'm going to go with an 8, I think. I think that's the top score you can get for this type of challenge. So you've got Raya, Timber, Saliba, Huijsen, Kirkez, Party, Rice, Cliver as a 10, Saka, Semenyo, Utara. I'm going to give that a... Yeah, I'm going to give that an A. I've got no issues with that. That's really good. Yeah, I totally agree, mate. We had Adu Ajay on loan at Carp first half of the season. Yeah, well, he's still, I think he's back at the club now because he was on the squad list. So, yeah, did it go well? I don't think it did it? I don't remember you saying that this guy was good, but maybe I just didn't notice it. So yeah, you get an 8, Chris. So let's have a look at the two people you're up against. We're going to start with Eddie first. He's gone with Kepper, Timber, Saliba, Hoysen, Kirkes, Lewis Skelly, Rice, Clivert, Saka, Semenyo, and Trossard. Now, I don't feel comfortable in giving them an 8 in line with Chris's, if I'm honest. So I'm going to give that a 7. You can all wonder why, but just look in goal. That is your clue. David has gone with Raya, White, Saliba, Hoysen, Kirkes, Party, Rice, Scott, Saka, Clivert, and Semenyo. Again, this is a good team. I like this. Scott's a very good player as well. I'm going to give that an 8 because I actually quite like that one. You had Sadio from Bournemouth all the way to Carlisle. Normally, you like loan them out to local. Bournemouth must really don't like these two players because normally they loan them out to clubs lower down but local, so they don't have to like literally lift their lives and move away. That is quite mean to send them up. Not saying Carlisle's a bad place, by the way, but it's very, very far from Bournemouth. that's quite mean. So well done, everyone. Let's move on to the retro. Okay, so again, very similar rules to the first one. You choose 6 from the Arsenal, 5 from the opposition, any player from the squad list. So there will be 2 squad lists that come up from the game that I have chosen. And all you got to do is just select the players from that squad list. It's very simple, this one. 1 defender, 1 midfielder, 1 forward from the opposition still must be selected. Once you select a player, you cannot swap him. Formation of the home team, as present day, is always selected. So it's still Arsenal's formation. Right. So the game in question is the 28th of December 2015. So 10 years ago. Arsenal won 2-0 at the Emirates. Paulista and Ozil with the goals. This is the squad list. So not too bad, to be fair. You got Boric in goal for Bournemouth, Cook, Smith, Daniels, Francis, Gosling, Arthur, Pugh, Ritchie, Sermon, King. On the bench, you got Federici, Distan, O'Kane, Stanislas, Tomlin, Murray, and Ranty. The manager was the one and only Eddie Howe. For Arsenal, you had Cech, Bellerin, Gibbs, Chambers, Paulista, Mertesacker, Ramsey, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Ozil, Walcott, Giroud. On the bench, you had Ospina, Koscielny, Monreal, Debussy, Reine Adelaide, Iwobi, and Joel Campbell, before anyone thinks that's someone else. Manager was Arsene Wenger. So I'm going to leave this one up for 30 seconds because this one does take a while. Sadie and Ajay were playing under Williamson's style. That's why it didn't work. Ajay is a left winger, but played it at striker, playing hoofball, and he put Sadie, a right winger, as a wing back. Good when actually played in position. Mate, it's incredible, isn't it? It's incredible when you put players in their actual position. All you got to do is look at Miles Lewis Skelly on this. You put him in midfield, he looks remarkable. Look, don't get me wrong, he's a very good left back as well. Very much like Saka was a very good left wing back. But you put them in their actual positions, they look incredible. It's amazing. It's like a light bulb moment, isn't it? I'm going to give you 20 more seconds with the teams, and then we'll score them. Again, I feel an 8 is sufficient. I don't really see anything more than 8 for these two squads, personally. You know, Arsenal's was decent, but it wasn't fantastic. Bournemouth's, they were just worked as a team, and they were just really good working as a team. But individually, I wouldn't say many of them were outstanding. Harry Arter, in full fairness, was actually quite good. Steve Cook, hard-working centre-back. Matt Ritchie weren't too bad. Obviously, you got Sylvain Distin on the bench as well. So I think 8's sufficient, personally. Right. So hopefully that's given you enough time. I am going to now go on to the 2 people that have already taken part. And we're going to start with Michael first, who represents Bournemouth. He's gone with Boruc, Bellerin, Cook, Distin, Gibbs, Ramsey, Arter, Ozil, Stanislas, Iwobi, and Giroud. I've been and ahhing about this for about an hour because I've obviously had this for a little while. I feel it's too harsh to do an autofoul. I wanted to, but I felt it was too harsh. Now, I don't like Boruc in goal. I think he's a walking calamity, personally. But on his day, he can be really good. But the majority of the time, for me, in my head, I just think he's a walking disaster. So I'm going to downscore it just because I'm not going to autofoul him, but I'm going to downscore it. And I also wasn't the greatest fan of Stanislas, if I'm honest. He was all right, but championship level, in my opinion, not Premier League level. So for that reason, I'm going to downscore it to 6 because it's good, but it's not great. Well, let's move on to Patrick's. Now, Patrick has gone with Petr Cech in goal, Bellerin, Cook, Distin, Monreal, Arter, Ozil, Gosling, Walcott, Ritchie, and Giroud. Right. Gosling was good, but he wasn't fantastic. I find this one tricky. Because the challenge is hard, to be fair. But I think so. I can sleep comfortably tonight. I'm going to give that a 7, just so I sleep comfortably tonight. I'll be honest. But yeah, let's see what Chris can do. Cech, Smith, Distin, Koscielny, Monreal, Gosling as a DM, Ramsey. Oh, here we go. 8. Well done, Chris. That's what we're talking about. Thank you ever so much. Chris has smashed it out the park as per usual. Well done, mate. That is a good team. I like that. I didn't put Bellerin due to defensive vulnerabilities. It's a pet peeve of mine. No, I agree. But yeah, I do agree, but I wasn't going to downscore anyone on that. It's more like Dan Gosling as CM. You got Harry Arter. But what you've done, you've managed to get 2 Arsenal midfielders in that midfield, which is better. Ritchie, Giroud, Walcott up front. Brilliant. Koscielny at the back with Distin. You put Smith at right back. Yeah, I'm happy with that, mate. I really am. That's a really good team. So well done. Awesome stuff. Right, now, predictions. I haven't got a bloody clue. I haven't got a clue. These Premier League games are just getting ridiculous now. So I haven't got a clue. Wow, Mohammed is going for it. Wow, 5-0, Mohammed. Jeez. Okay. Wow, 5-0. You do realise I'm doing the watch along. I don't do 5-0s. Not for my team. I do other games that are like 5-0, but not when it's ever Arsenal. I did Ipswich, didn't I? But yeah, that was a shit team. So I'm so glad they got relegated. I don't have to see him again. What am I? I don't know what I'm going to do. Tell me. Terry's going for 3-0 to Bournemouth. I get what you're doing. Chris Welch is going for 2-2. That's kind of where I am, but you know what? I think I'm going worse than that. I think we're going to lose. I really do. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I think he might rotate. I think he might. And I just don't think the players are going to be up for it. I really don't. I don't know what it is. But I think Bournemouth will want a response from their poor form as well at some point. And I'm going to go for a Bournemouth win. I don't know why, and I'm going to go for a 3-2. I think it's I've already bet. I don't blame you, mate. To be fair, we'd all be millionaires if we did if we all bet on the games that I do. We'd all be millionaires. Richie crosses for Giroud. Smith better. Oh yeah, Smith. Very good defender. This down from Everton days, mainly Gosling, not great, but does job everywhere. Yeah, no, mate, I'll get you totally. But yeah, so thank you ever so much, guys. As always, it's been a pleasure. I will be back tomorrow with the watch along. 5:30 kickoff, so I will be live about 5:20. There will be match reactions just after as well because I want Sunday off. So, yeah. Thank you ever so much, everyone. Appreciate it. Speak to you later. Enjoy your evening. Speak to you later. Bye-bye.